They think the conceivable suspect is this someone who from the start there was some doubt pretty much all them nets you realize they can't actually contact me you all. By the day's end you all see. And you all understand what it is you realize the history, you all know the business sharpness, you'll realize the local area administration. I couldn't care less in the event that it's difficult to accept on the grounds that the proof is dead, despite the fact that we as a whole know the name of the individual who made the lethal shot and took to Patrick's life in 1996. The police have motivations to accept that there's more going on in the background. And evidently, the recently returned case has sent shockwaves through the music business, making one famous hip bounce tycoon blowing a gasket, since reality, with regards to his contribution in this wrongdoing, suddenly became reachable almost 27 years after that scandalous evening. Yet he's blissful it's working out, and he says he trusts it'll carry an additional conclusion to the case. Greetings everybody. And welcome back to Celeb Live channel. As you most likely are aware, no captures have at any point been made in the consequence of pitiless shooting of the 25-year-old rap legend, just about 30 years prior yet. It seems like the police currently have far additional hints, highlighting the individual getting sorted out this wrongdoing. July 18, Las Vegas police affirmed that they served a court order regarding the long perplexing shooting of Tupac Shakur, pushing the case once more into the spotlight almost 30 years after the rap legend end. And keeping in mind that fans in the group of Tupac setting their expectations high to at last see the guilty party taking care of this terrible wrongdoing, there's one individual who is presently hit with frenzy, and that is the primary suspect for this situation. Notorious music maker scene Diddy comes. Do you feel like Puffy? Gracious, you better believe it. Would it be advisable for me? I figure he ought to peer out Tupac Shakur's lamentable end. Has stayed a secret for the majority of 30 years, in spite of the rehashed public statements of a man who says he was in the vehicle from which shots rang out and shot the rapper who was a traveler in another vehicle. Now, it seems like the police are exceptionally near revealed more insight into the circumstance, and they have found many fascinating proof: an iPhone, a PC, 4 workstations, a modest bunch of tablets with broke screen an issue, an energy magazine about Shakur, alongside 2 dark tubs of photos, and the slugs that could be the very ones that were utilized to firearm down the covering. And consequently, that firearm is utilized to fire Tupac. So he's transparently saying that he's a critical piece of this entire homicide. The police don't unveil their finding with the media and correspondence right now, yet there has been discussion in Hollywood that the fresh insight about Tupac's case being explored again, after just about 30 years, could be possibly harming for Diddy, who's accepted to be the excellent suspect for this situation. And albeit the music versatile has a plausible excuse for that evening and wasn't far away from the crime location, there's a conviction that he was the person who recruited a hired gunman to execute the rapper. Police in Las Vegas looked through a home associated with Dwayne Keith Davis, otherwise called Keithoid, who has for quite some time been a focal figure for the situation. In his book, Compton Road Legends, Davis portrays himself as one of 3 residing observers to Shakur's shooting, as per the book's portrayal on Amazon, notwithstanding his cases that he has a deep understanding of the case, and was in any event giving Orlando Anderson, the supposed shooter, the weapon. Kafidi has never been charged or captured as an assistant. Clearly, his declaration is excessively significant for police, and presently it seems like they got the missing riddle of the image and prepared to squeeze charges against the principal antagonist in this story. Obligation locally, as we probably are aware, and in the roads there was never a secret to who killed Tupac. That was never a secret. There have been reports twirling in the past that Diddy took care of the police and specialists and capitalized on the entirety of his leverage activity to contact this case and transform it into the strange problem of the 90s anyway. Diddy could have failed to remember the straightforward truth that karma will return to you with discipline unexpectedly. And presently, when Kiki D's home has been looked, and many new confirmations of his and Diddy's contribution have been found, it appeared to be a short time in light of the fact that the officials would thump on the music magnate's entryway with a warrant. So when I hear like I see things, and I'm similar to wow, this energy that they got such a long ways, there have not been any lawful responses to this case. Yet many individuals and signs pointed that Diddy was a lot of keen on hushing Tupac. 2 years preceding the unfortunate occurrence, Shakur was genuinely injured in one more shooting during a burglary in the campaign of a Midtown Manhattan lodging. He was shot a few times and lost $40,000, as Tupac affirmed after, besides the fact that he had some awareness of this assault. Yet he additionally coordinated shooting and beating the music big shot straightforwardly blamed Tupac for lying, saying this story is clearly false, it is past crazy, and is totally misleading. Neither Big Deal Wallace nor I had any information on any assault prior to, during, or after it worked out, yet we, as a whole expertise, did he as a rule answers to all allegations, as would be natural for him. Different rappers attempt to finish his standing and cut him down constantly in view of their jealousy, as there has been pessimistic promulgation put out about me that is false. Yet presently did he appears to have lost his certainty, discovering that the case with an entire bundle of new proof will be introduced to a stupendous jury in Las Vegas. And what's far more detestable for the famous music investor is that, as per an individual with direct information on the examination, nobody was approved to talk openly to forestall any linkages. Anyway, many individuals don't for even a moment need more signs, since it's undeniably been clear for them, starting from the beginning. As one individual remarked, everybody realizes it was Puff Daddy. It was never a secret he paid the Crips on the grounds that in some way Orlando had some retribution against Tupac, yet he cherished him and all it too. And another client added, seeing Brushes has a guilty conscience similarly as Suge Knight has blood in his grasp in regards to Simple 8. Currently we should perceive how Diddy will attempt to save his standing and opportunity this time, since there are such a large number of giveaways that essentially shout about his association for this situation. And it's not whenever his name first springs up in the midst of the discussion about this grievous episode. Do you all recall how resigned lap cop named Greg Caden guaranteed that Tupac's end at a hit-and-run assault was arranged by Diddy for scene Brushes? I actually intend, what are his decisions truly, I mean, is he going to emerge and admit us to his relationship with the enemies of Tupac? In his narrative, Greg straightforwardly blamed Diddy for being blameworthy in getting sorted out Tupac's lethal shooting. And he figured out the music created for December. Dwayne Keith kept $1 million to wipe out the opponent, as Katie demanded. The case was tackled sometime in the past by the Los Angeles Police Division. Yet there was definitely not a fascinating motivation behind why Diddy was not charged in the movie. Katie affirmed that Los Angeles specialists chose not to charge Combs part of the way as a result of his superstar. They additionally declined to seek after Tupac's case on the grounds that the thought shooter, Orlando Anderson, additionally breathed easy, having been shot in irrelevant